Hello and welcome to Sound and Vision, the podcast. This is the very first of many shows, hopefully, so we're naming this one the pilot. I am your pilot, I guess, in some respects. I'm the host, Ian James, representing the English end of many of these conversations. I am joined by my co-host, a woman who will be representing America through pretty much all these shows, the very talented, the very beautiful, the very knowledgeable Hope Wade.
Well, thank you. Hello.
So basically what these shows will be is a series of discussions about music and movies, where we hope to be informal and maybe funny, depending on what your sense of humour is. So this one being our first, we thought we'd take time today just to kind of share with you listeners how our love of these two genres, music, movies, came about. So, to start this off, I guess, I'll ask you first, Hope. What was your first cinema experience?
I remember going to the theater when I was 5. My mom took me to see E.T. I remember it was a packed theater. It was downriver, Michigan, where I'm from. Somewhere downriver. The Dirty D. And
Is this just you and your mum?
Yeah, no, I think her friend was with,
Okay.
And she brought her little one.
Okay.
With, but I can't remember who it was.
Okay, and this was E.T. as in the Spielberg's movie, obviously from '82, the premiere of that movie. So you were what, 7?
I thought it was 5. Didn't it come out in 1980 or no?
82.
82.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's why you're there.
That's what they call me,
Facts.
Mr. Facts.
Well, then I guess I was 7. But yeah, I loved it. Are you sure it didn't come out soon?
Absolutely. This is the first domestic of many domestic riots you'll be hearing.
Because, things might come out sooner in the States before it came out here.
No.
No? Okay. Well, anyways, it was, yeah. How old was Drew Barrymore in that movie?
6 when they filmed it.
Oh, she was 6 when they filmed it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then, yeah, probably 7, because I think she's just a month younger,
Okay.
older than me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I felt like a very own Gertie at that time.
You
with
did?
with my little bow, stringy hair ties, and pigtails.
So you felt a personal connection with the movie.
Oh, I did, of course. And I grew up loving the movie. I still cannot watch the movie today because it just breaks my heart every time.
Yeah.
E.T. gets captured and they take him off and do their little experiments and he's dying. I can't watch that.
The bit where E.T. turns grey.
Yeah, he turns gray and his little light starts to go out, that's just Elliot.
Oh. You started on a classic there.
Yeah, I started on a classic and I loved it. So
yeah.
I guess that's what probably piqued my interest into movies forever.
Yeah. Was you a regular moviegoer as a child?
I was. I remember a lot of movies my mom would take me to see Godzilla.
Oh, nice.
And just the different... When I started getting older, I was seeing Freddy and...
Yeah. So you're a horror child then. So you went from E.T. to Freddy.
E.T. is horrifying, isn't it?
I guess, yeah. Well,
it's kind of horrifying for me. I didn't like it. I mean, I loved it, but I didn't like it in that way.
Was your mother a big horror movie fan?
Oh yeah, definitely. She was a big horror movie fan.
She was
Exorcist, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
she was okay with you watching these movies despite you being so young.
Oh yeah, she thought it didn't have any scars on me.
Of
Thanks,
course not.
But no.
Thanks, Mummy Wade.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Probably I slept a whole summer in her bed after The Exorcist watching it. So, at a very young age.
So this is why horror is your main, because it is your main forte, and I hope you're a big movie fan that you are. But...
Horror and comedies are my 2 genres of favorite films, I would say.
Yeah.
An occult and an occult classic. But then again, I like the black and white B movies. So I think that because in Detroit they had these 2-hour shows in Saturday afternoons where it would be the double creature feature or the chiller thrillers. So we got
Nice.
a choice to, well, we were exposed to these movies like the 70s, Devil's Reign and Trilogy of Terror. And yeah, so all of that stuff I grew up on and I got to watch on a Saturday afternoon. Cut, of course, at the time,
Okay.
everything was cut
Yeah.
for made TV.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I tuned in every weekend.
But at least you were getting the movies. We kind of
Yeah.
struggled a bit here.
Yeah, you guys were. But, I mean, they churned them out all the time in America.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were lucky to
Yeah.
have that. Loved it. So what was your favorite movie?
Favorite?
Oh, not favorite. I don't want to get on that subject yet because there's like a list.
Yeah, it's good
I don't want to go into the list. So what was your first movie at the theater?
Hope knows me well. We'll be here a long time if I start doing my favorites.
Yeah, a list of 1,000 it would
Yeah. And that's just for one genre.
be. Yeah, uh-huh.
My first movie would be Ghostbusters for me.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing it at what used to be an old ABC theatre in the city of Gloucestershire, which is where I come from. Or I come from a smaller part of Gloucestershire, the Forest of Dean. But yeah, I remember watching it there. My dad took me and my two sisters, just to keep us quiet for the afternoon. And
I'm sure he wanted to see it though.
I don't know.
No?
He hates Bill Murray.
Oh.
But anyway, he took us to go and see this movie. And for me, I've often said in the past, anytime I ever talk about my love of movies or anything like that, I always say that Ghostbusters, I honestly mean this, Ghostbusters changed my life.
Yeah.
Completely changed my life, yeah. Before, I was this little 5-year-old taken into the cinema with this big old screen and they showed this movie, and then an hour and a half later, I just became the biggest movie fan ever. It just completely blew my mind as a little kid. I loved it. And then after that, I just wanted to see everything, mainly stuff that was horror or monster inspired. I can't even remember what my two sisters thought of it now. I don't think I've ever really asked them. But
So they didn't have the same effect.
I don't know, they just took it in their stride, I think. But for me, I seriously cannot say enough that it just changed my whole outlook on everything.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And then it led after that. I think my dad took note that I really enjoyed it and stuff. And then he kind of let me, he did let me watch a series of horror movies that played on English TV. I don't think we had, as hearing you talk about it just now, I don't think we had nowhere near what you guys did.
The exposure of movies.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, I grew up, I was a child in the 80s, so we only had 4 channels. There's 4 TV channels.
Yeah, we had our basic channels
Yeah.
there. We didn't have cable, so it was on our basic.
Yeah, you're living off scraps.
Yeah, we were lucky
Yeah.
to have that.
So my dad, basically, he would let me stay up and watch horror movies, which would only play over here at night. So my dad used to sort of, send me off to bed, and he, without my mum knowing, he would come and get me and bring me back down to watch Hammer, mostly Hammer, which is where my love of Hammer comes from. Old Hammer movies, and then, like, once again, 50s sci-fi horror movies, things such as The Fly and stuff.
Yeah.
And also, he let me watch, whatever was on at that time. I remember watching the Sergio Leone spaghetti westerns with my dad, so a lot of Clint Eastwood. That's where my love of the western genre come from. And then, like I said, my dad just kept feeding my habit. So really, my dad is
To blame for your love.
Yeah, where this obsessive, nerdy kid comes from is completely, my dad, who soaked me in movies by Charles Bronson and Bruce Lee and all these 70s action movies, spaghetti westerns, horror films. Like I said, very, very particular British horror movies that I still absolutely love and I'm obsessive about today.
Yeah.
But talking about the horror thing is where me and you met common ground for the first time. When we met each other
In a horror group.
In a horror group, which we won't name, a shared love of horror brought us together.
I know. I think what was the first movie that we talked about was Hello, Mary Lou. Prom Night 2.
Prom Night 2, yeah.
You have to watch it. If not, it's just so cheese. But I prefer it to the first.
Yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, through that, opened up the door for, you like horror films. Not long after that, we were discussing music in great lengths.
Oh
And
yeah,
bands
our
and
love of
artists that we like.
music.
Yeah, and we're very similar. I mean, we're not exact. Thank
No.
God, it would be boring. But
I wouldn't say that. But
our tastes are very similar.
yeah, very, very similar. We loved, I think it was, what was it, New Order and everything
Yeah.
that we were listening,
Yeah,
talking about.
You're a big 80s
I'm a big 80s
new wave fan.
new wave,
Yeah.
definitely. And
Yeah.
you're on the same level, so that
Yeah,
helps.
yeah. I mean, I'm a 60s kid at heart
Mm.
completely because of my parents, because of my mum and dad. Their record collections is the
Mm.
first things I remember hearing, so that stuff sticks with you forever. I think.
Oh yeah, like the 70s rock and roll.
Yeah, for
That
you,
sticks with me,
so, and then you
yeah.
kind of discover a niche for yourself or something that you particularly like and love. And for me, I grew up in a house where mum was playing something, dad was playing something. I had two older sisters.
Yeah.
So I absorbed all the 80s stuff,
Yeah.
which I do like. And then, of course, when I hit teenage years myself, I kind of found my own thing, my own taste. And then, yeah, the whole Britpop thing for me was going on when I was a teenager. So that was my thing. For me, it was just like having something that was mine for the first time. It's like, rather than sharing everyone else's music, which is great, and it did, I learned a lot of things.
Yeah. I think when you get to a certain age, you just keep falling in love with different music.
Yeah.
And especially when you're a teenager, you get in that little niche, that little thing that you love and listen to that sticks with you today.
Yeah, completely.
I think.
So I think you're trying to find your own identity during your teenage years, and you want something that feels like it's yours and only yours. So I think that's why you reach out to more alternative stuff, so you can find something that you can say that is completely yours.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, when we talk about music and stuff, as most of you guys know, I love a lot of music, but I'm so switched off from today. I'm terrible.
Yeah. I don't think I listened to anything after 2000.
I know.
Maybe 2005, because there are but it would be like nitpicking, like bands from back then it would be overseas, like something from Sweden or anything different. Just like my love for movies have changed. I don't like anything
because you're reaching outside the mainstream, aren't you?
Yeah. So you kind of go for the overseas kind of movies, the foreign films.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's just the way it's been. I don't like anything 2000. I just can't. I do not. I'm not a 2000. I would say after 2005, I'd cut off. I'm cut off.
So negative.
You just said it yourself.
I did. I'm not completely cut off. I'm just a little bit more selective.
I am selective because there's ones from 2010 that's come out of, like, say, Seattle or something that I've liked, or Canada, or so there's certain things that I like, but it's very rare. And then if I like it, a lot of people haven't heard of it and they don't give a shit, so they don't like it. And then so I'm on my own, I'm like, oh, I love this, and everybody else just hasn't have a clue.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, for music and for movies, which we're sort of discussing both now, I think me and you are so cut. It's like you get to a certain point and we're like, also not interested. I don't like completely close off from it, but like you said, I'm such a lover of what I grew up on, and I always refer backwards. Fun stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll watch a lot of 60s, 70s, 80s movies.
Yeah.
90s. I know, because we've been watching a few 90s ones lately, and you can see it's starting to change a little bit, getting into that whole CGI shit.
Yeah.
The dialogue's crap. I don't know. Like, it's just not as good.
Not CGI fans, as you can tell. Anyone who knows me anyway will know that CGI is a disease.
No, CGI is for, Godzilla movies. I guess it kind of helped a little bit, but I still always prefer the rubber suit, man.
Old school makeup,
FX.
Yeah.
But the CGI stuff, it's really bad.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's just cheaper to make.
It's easy.
It's cheaper to use that technology.
And it's easy. I don't care if it's cheaper. Like, seriously, take some time and put some effort into it, you know? Make that elaborate suit and have it spurt blood and guts all over the place. I'm happy.
Can I just say that older films as well, like being a big movie fan, older films are completely my thing. The older the better for me. you know. I just, again, I said about looking backwards just now in terms of my tastes and stuff. But
Yeah.
I have to say now, I hate when kind of younger people today say, oh, it's old, it's black and white.
Oh, they think something from 2010 is old.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Someone says, oh, this film's really old. And I say, well, when was it made? And they'll say, oh, it was made back in the 90s. And I think I must be old.
I know. Well, I've heard some of them say it's old and it's 2005.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
But yeah, if you're a younger person in the group and you think these films are old.
You should just love movies for what it is.
Absolutely, yeah. And take everything for its time as well. That's
and I do with the new movies. I give it a chance, but I'm always disappointed. I'm always disappointed with the new movie.
I love your overemphasis of the word always.
Always. Because it's true. I can't even express it enough. I wish I could just yell it out how I'm always disappointed with new movies.
Oh.
Okay. I'll give maybe one or two I'll put in there that I like. But most of it, I'll pass.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, since we started going back again on me and Hope met and how this all came about through this shared love of music and movies, which we're discussing now, we formed a group, which seemed like a good idea. We met in a group and we just kind of sat there one day and thought, you know what, we could do this ourselves and make it better.
Yeah, Nightmare Cinema.
Yeah, that's the plug.
That's our love of horror movie group. And then we went on to do Sound and Vision because we
love music.
We love music and we wanted to incorporate all kinds of film because we do love all kinds of film
absolutely.
too. Not just that genre, but that's our main love. But we watch everything.
Yeah,
like I think just
definitely.
Yeah, we always watch a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So we wanted to share that with everybody. And come to find out we have a lot of wonderful people that love the same things.
Yeah, exactly. And have very, very similar tastes to ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we had a few suggestions from people while we were thinking of
doing a podcast.
Yeah, to do a podcast, which is how we got here, and it's why you're listening to us now.
I think somebody suggested it.
I think a couple of people did.
Yeah.
And
it got us thinking, and we're like, oh.
We could do this.
Yeah.
Or we could at least have a go at it. I don't know if we're doing it well enough. That's for you guys to decide. But
yeah, but it's like, oh, we can talk each week about a movie or subject that we love and incorporate the music side and the movie side that we love.
Which is what we're hoping to do with this now. Hopefully, so for upcoming episodes, we will obviously reach out for you guys who are in the group for suggestions and ideas of topics for us to break down and discuss.
So yes, if you're not a part of the group, you can join us anytime on Facebook or Instagram. We're there.
Yeah, definitely come and join us.
Sharing our love of music and movies all the time. Yeah,
where you can answer some of my ridiculous daily questions.
Yeah, or join in the banter of our craziness.
Yeah, because sometimes it veers so far from what we originally set out to discuss. Probably like what you're listening to now.
Yeah.
You're probably tuning in thinking, oh, I thought they were going to tell me about movies they were growing up with. And now, of course, it sounds like we're just plugging the group.
Yeah. So, well, we did touch on that. But yeah, we'll talk about everything.
It's just to have a laugh as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
For me, especially, I think life's just so hard sometimes that, we just need to laugh a bit more, and I'm hoping that, we can do that here.
Definitely.
Yeah, because, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I got to be honest, I'm not always impressed with a lot of them. I'll always speak exactly as I see, right? I'm not a massive fan of...
Do you?
Yes.
Obviously.
Of course. But most of them don't really impress me that much. They just seem like, for me personally, it just feels like a formal run through something that's looked up on Wikipedia, which I didn't want this to be.
No, this is off the cuff.
Yeah.
This is us just talking shit.
Yeah.
With facts.
Yeah.
Because he knows a lot. You know a lot.
I know so.
No, you know a lot. It's like your brain absorbs the facts and...
Yeah. Which is why I'm not a lawyer or a doctor. This is why I'm doing this.
Yeah, and I'm just there putting you into place sometimes, laughing.
Most times. Making us look pretty.
Making us look pretty, yeah.
Yeah. So to us, this whole thing that we're doing, what I originally set out for it to be was kind of like a pub conversation you'd have with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something that you can just tune in and have a bit of a laugh at and feel part of in some way.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's fun. So what is your favorite, what were other movies growing up that piqued your interest? Like,
Okay.
you seem like an action kind of man,
An action
a
man.
man in action.
No, growing up for me, like I said, my dad pricked my love of horror movies and westerns completely.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, as I mentioned earlier in the show, I had two older sisters, so I had the old
You got into the Pretty in Pink, I bet.
yeah, the old 80s thing was going on, the whole Brat Pack thing.
Oh,
so,
you loved it.
yeah, I did actually. A lot.
I know.
I've seen Footloose
How can you not?
more than I should have.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically I grew up on the films that my sisters were playing, which were pretty much 80s teeny movies. Like you said, a lot of John Hughes stuff, which will be obviously a subject later on in the series because me and Hope have a great shared love of John Hughes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that from my sisters. And then also because I was a teenage boy, yeah, absolutely, did all the action stuff, which I had friends.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
No.
The electric, what was it? Electric Dream? Electric Blue?
Yeah, we did those too, but we couldn't reach those. But me and my friends, yeah, exactly. So we absorbed all the Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chuck Norris stuff of the 80s. We kind of trashily watched.
Rambo, Rocky.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Completely. But I'll tell you something interesting. Well, I think it's interesting. I grew up on all those movies, so I was absorbing a bit of everything. James Bond, too, was a massive thing for me. Watching those because they were always on telly. Again, the TV threw those at us. Every bank holiday there was a Bond movie on, and to this day, along with the Carry On movies, which again I love, they're always on telly. So absorbing all these kind of popular movies which is what I did growing up. Until, interestingly, I was 15, I think, and I was bedridden with the flu and off school, and my mum, as a treat, went to the library and brought back a load of movie books. She knew I was a big movie fan, so she brought these books back. And this one book, I think it was like the 100 masterpieces of cinema or something. So it was filled with all these very arty old movies that, you know, at that age anyway. So I think I might have been 13 actually. I was young. And it had like a big list of movies that I'd never even heard of at that age because I was too busy watching Rambo 10 or Jaws 19 or something. So for me, this really did, you know, connect, you know, make me think, oh, there's much, much more out there. And film could be not just entertaining, but artistic too. And through that, and I still remember the book, and I remember reading about certain movies that were from other countries even, you know. It was my first sort of, oh, you know, there's movies from all over Europe and stuff. And then gradually as I got better from my flu, and I started, you know, having more means to see. I mean, this is all pre-internet, so you never had
nothing.
You never had YouTube or
fingertips.
anything. Yeah, you couldn't go tapping into, you know, and because basically now, if you want to see any movie, all you have to do is tap in the title somewhere online.
I know, it's so weird to think of those days before.
I know.
It's daunting. Like to think, I don't want to go back. Like we're so spoiled now.
We are.
I mean, I do love the mystery of,
yes, I was going to say,
of the movie. Like you knew nothing about it, just like how Scream blew my mind that Drew Barrymore was killed in the first scene. Spoiler alert if you've never seen it, which you should have by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just that whole thing, because we had no clue. We had no. You know, we had no reference of what was going on in a movie.
Pre-internet.
Those
were the days. When I would lie in bed with the flu, my mum would bring back books. Books. Little object things made of paper.
Trees being chopped down every day for books.
Exactly. And living in the Forest of Dean, I take this stuff very seriously.
So yeah, your mom would bring the books, and
And I learnt everything I need to know.
that's why you're absorbing.
Yeah. And from that day onwards, I would constantly read and read and watch and read and watch.
I see it. He does. He does read and watch every day.
I'm obsessive with it.
Every little thing is bringing out the book.
So what about you, Hope? In terms of growing up, I mean, away from E.T. being your first experience and your mum growing up on horror. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're of a certain age as well, so the John Hughes thing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, very much. Any kind of comedy or John Hughes movie was my thing.
Yeah.
Anything after school specials, anything on TV, especially. Yeah.
Hope is a massive television fan. This is uncharted territory for me.
I know it's so weird to me because I want to teach you so many things, and you just don't have the patience, I think, to sit down and watch a whole season because there's like, I don't know, 30 episodes in 90210, and I want to show you every single season, and there's like 10 seasons. That's
a lot of homework.
But it's my favorite all-time TV show ever. So I would get into these series of like Roseanne and just all that late 80s, 90s, and even the horror ones that we had, like Tales from the Dark Side and Friday 13th, the series, and all of those just stayed with me for a long time.
Yeah.
I think anything to do with where I could see them coming back every week and I get to see how they lived their life and how things would play out. It just fascinated me. I loved it. Yeah, and I still do. I still watch stuff.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah.
You probably watch, you're kind of more aware of TV than you are movies now, more so. But then a lot of the talent, as many of you know, today is in TV now. A lot of the best writers work in TV now. Mm-hmm. A lot of, what used to be A-list actors are all working in TV now.
Oh, especially like they want to go to Netflix and big movie stars. They want to go to HBO. They want to go to these big TV shows.
Because if you stay in cinema now, unless you're prepared to do Transformers 150 or Marvel, The Rise of Superman's puppet.
Hollywood has changed, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It has. Hollywood has
so if you
changed.
want quality writing, to be able to flex your acting muscles, you've probably got to work in TV now.
Yeah, and I think they finally realized that because it was kind of hit or miss for a while. I don't think anything good was coming out. They were more, the popular actors and actresses were in indie films, if anything.
And that's still the route to go now, I think. Yeah. As far as like being a cinema fan myself is, if I want to see any new movies or I'm interested in seeing anything new, it'll always be independent or foreign now.
Yeah.
I have to say, I hate to say it, but I've kind of give up on Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't want to see the 5,000 DC movie. I don't know. Like there's so many extensions to it. I lost track, and I guess it's good, for the kiddies maybe, but there's adults here,
I know, we still want adult cinema,
yeah,
completely.
I still want to see the cinema. Like I remember seeing The Witch. They had it was like in the dinky little theater they put it in.
You're talking about the most recent, The
Witch. And they tried to make it mainstream. Usually one of those movies would be in an art house theater.
Yeah.
In this one they tried to put it next to, like, Deadpool was playing next to us, I remember. Okay. And so you kept hearing these loud explosions and it was just awful. And
but there would have been a handful of people sat in that room with you thinking, I wish I was watching Deadpool.
Yeah, because they were the ones talking and pissing me off, and I'm thinking, you guys need to go because this movie is serious and you need to pay attention. And I still loved it, but it was so funny going from, like, seeing Deadpool, like, the week before on the huge mega screen with the big sound and and the big explosions and everything, and then going to the little dinky theater was The Witch, and I'm fine with that, but I don't want those people next to me. I don't want the Deadpool people next to me when I'm watching a movie like that. I'd rather go to an art house theater.
Yeah, with more like-minded people who, not being...
who know what they're going into.
And not being snobby.
No, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, just seeing it with an audience that are there to appreciate that.
Yeah, they're there they know what they like and what they want to see, and it's just not somebody trickling in from the other movie theaters. They know, we'll see what this is about. It's probably going to be some horror movie that's going to blood and guts and everything else, and chop everybody else and CGI bullshit. No,
Yeah.
it's not that.
And then they just kind of go and spoil it for the people that are actually trying to
Yeah,
watch
they're
it.
on their phones.
Yeah, big no-no, that one.
No, see?
Phones in cinemas. No.
No, turn off your phone. Listen to the people.
That's how serious I get about movies too. Unless it's something that you and your partner or your friends, whoever you're watching the movie with, unless they've seen the movie 100 times and you're going to sit there and drink beer and eat pizza and quote every line, man, I'm all for that. But if you're going to watch a movie for the first time,
yeah,
I want people to I'm one of those kind of people that are shushing people and like, no, you gotta listen, you gotta listen to this.
Yeah, if it's like an old movie that you should have seen already, like if they're playing Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Or...
But even when you're at home, even when I'm at home with someone, I still take the film that seriously. That I want people to listen.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if it's a movie that you haven't seen before.
Yeah. Listen.
Oh yeah, you gotta shut up. But
and that, I've heard shut up a few times.
Or you just keep staring blankly at the screen like, please shut up next to me. Please do not talk next to me.
Yeah, this is what I've got to deal with. And on the subject of shut up, I guess now it's time for myself and my co-host Hope to shut up. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is the wind
sad.
down. This is the sadness.
Yeah, sadness.
This is the wind down. So, this just leaves me to say that thank you basically for listening to this, the pilot. Hopefully you've enjoyed yourselves and you will come back to listen to some more. Well, I really hope you do. Thanks for persevering with Hope and I's first time. So, thank you is all I can say really to that. But this gives me, I guess this is my goodbye then.
And a little highlight to our next episode.
Oh yeah.
Will be dun 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 dun.
That was the worst Jules theme ever, by the way.
Hey, I'm trying.
I know you are. But yeah, Jules. If you didn't get that, Jules.
Yeah, let's talk about a summer, don't go in the water. It's going to scare the shit out of you type of movie that scarred me for life because I won't go in the water because of Jaws. So, yeah, let's do that.
Which is the reason you haven't taken a bath in a year.
Only showers. Oh.
Yeah, it's different. You didn't see Psycho then?
Oh, God. No. Oh, well, should I be scared now?
Possibly.
Are you going to come in, walking in there with a woman's outfit?
Yeah.
Your mom's outfit?
Yeah, that's frightening.
Yeah, please don't.
So basically, next episode, we will be discussing Jaws. So I hope you're up for listening to more of this. I guess this is goodbye. So it's a goodbye from me and...
Thank you, and goodbye.